Have you achieved every dream? Uh, have you achieved everything you ever dreamt of? Have you become the best version of yourself you can become? Or there is still a lot of things you can achieve in your life? In this video, we are going to talk about Can't Hurt Me by David Goggins. Welcome back to the channel, guys. Yeah, David Goggins is basically a superman, He has done everything. He is a retired Navy SEAL. He is a wildfire firefighter. He is an endurance athlete. He is a motivational speaker. He is everything. And when we look at this, all these credentials of this guy, we imagine that from birth, David Goggins was this guy. But no, the story is the complete opposite, Every odd was stacked against this man. He, at a point, was a 300-pound pest control manager, His job was going into fast food restaurants at night and, spraying for cockroaches. From that to this journey of this man is so incredible. It is so inspiring. I genuinely feel like this is one of the first books that I had read, and it actually changed my own life. We read literature and all these things because it changes us in some way. I started running after reading this book. I had never run in my life. I was not focused on working out. Every Everybody makes you feel like working out is just for the body, but after reading this book, I realized working out is basically, a treatment for your mind. It keeps you calm. It keeps you, grounded. The story goes like this. David Goggins had a very horrible childhood. He had an abusive father. His teen years were also not, comfortable. He is African American and he faced a lot of racial problems in the US. So from that, he becomes this, a very laid back, easygoing life kind of guy. He becomes a loser. He claims this in his own book. That is why I love this book. He spoke the truth. When he looked into the mirror, he saw a loser. He saw this 300-pound man that is spraying for cockroaches and he is making like $1,000 a month, which is like basically nothing, according to him. So from that, one day he has this incident when cockroaches climb all over him, and he's disgusted by that, and he just quits and goes home. And he watches this paramilitary Air Force video on his television, and that inspires him to change his life. But he is a 300-pound, very unfit man. From that to go into like the military, you have to become very fit, and he cannot read. He cannot read for shit. This is the most unique part of this book. You have to clear an entrance to get into the military also and be fit. He does this insane journey of losing so much weight and like training so hard to become this, military man. He goes to the Navy school. I feel like, yeah, he went through the Navy school and three times and he succeeded on the third try. He got pneumonia in one attempt. Yeah, I believe so. This story is of complete, endurance, perseverance, and hard work. It's such an inspiring story. I feel a lot of us feel like we give up too easily. I feel like, according to David, we every human has this like a limit when his mind says, "Oh my God, this is getting too much. I have to quit." This, David says, is only this occurs when your mind is just functioning at 40% of your capacity. At 40%, your mind starts telling you, we cannot do this, we have to quit, we have to quit. The entire book teaches you in some way how to control your mind and go past that limit of 40%, 50, 60, 70, 80. David Goggins has this unique thought process in his mind. He believes when I also find this thought very, believable and interesting. When we die and we go meet God, and God shows us everything, He opens this file and He reads out everything, He reads out all the dreams you have ever imagined, and He reads out, yeah, you have done this, you have done this, you have done this. But when you look at God and you realize, no, sir, I have done none of these, and God looks at you and says, yeah, you could have been all of this, but you just gave up too easily. That is one of the most, harshest truth in the world. If you die and you go to heaven and God says you could have become all of this if you had just tried, if you had just persevered, if you had just done your hard work, work hard and, succeed. lot of us feel this failure, failure is a big thing in this society, failing. I feel like people, are afraid of failing, but failure is a beautiful thing. And you can actually see in this book, David failed like hundreds of times in everything he did. He failed when he was doing this world record for the most number of pull-ups. He got that on his third attempt also. I feel like he was the world record holder of the most number of pull-ups in 24 hours for a long time. He did more than 4,000 of them, I believe. David is just this symbol of hard work. When you cannot give up, when you don't give up, you keep failing, you keep trying. When you fail, you don't, sit and cry in a corner. You don't, you just get over it. You just break down why I failed this task. Why did I not become this? Why did I not achieve this? Instead of just wondering and overthinking, you just go down. Why did I fail this problem? Then you start succeeding in life. People, every one of us is insecure about failing, about our looks, everything, but if we never try, what is the point? There's this great story I had read in some book where an old man is in a jail and he's been in that cell for like 40 years. For 40 years he's in this same cell, and one day after 40 years a young kid is put in the same cell as this guy. The young kid is like this restless little kid. He just sits for like 10-20 minutes, and after 20 minutes he just tries to see and tries to open the door and see if it is locked or no. To the shock of the old man, the door was never locked. The young kid opens the door and just walks out. The old man for the last 40 years never even tried, opening the door, which is so dumb, which is like profoundly dumb. If you never try, you will never know if the door is open. I personally feel this is a very, life changing book. I'm not saying all your life will be changed, not 100%, but I generally feel like 5% of your life will be changed after this. I started running after I read this book. I started working out after I read this book. I started, you know, thinking in a different way. Okay, my mind is acting out. My mind is telling me something that I cannot do this, I cannot do that. I have to make my mind, calm down and try even harder. Yeah, this is why I love literature. You go along reading books and you find, pieces of greatness in all these books, and they start changing your life in some way. It is a beautiful transformation. I feel we all should read more literature. We should try to improve our life more. Yeah, that's it for today's video. I hope every one of you reads Can't Hurt Me by David Goggins. This book, I promise you, will change at least 5% of your life. It will like actually like make you get off your chair and go for a run or something. Yeah, that's it for today's video. Thank you guys for watching. Like, share, and subscribe.